The sun rose over the vast African savanna, casting golden light across endless grasses that swayed gently in the morning breeze. In this wild, untamed land, a small tribe had lived for generations, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of nature. Every member of the tribe, from the elders to the youngest children, understood their role, respecting the balance between the animals, the land, and the seasons that sustained them. Among the many gifts of the earth, honey was considered the most precious. Its sweetness nourished the body, its healing properties treated wounds, and its abundance symbolized patience, cooperation, and the harmony of life itself. Honey was not merely food, it was a treasure, a sacred connection to the ancestors, and a reward for courage and skill. On a bright morning, the elders gathered the tribe in the familiar circular clearing where important decisions were made. The air buzzed with anticipation, mingling with the songs of birds and the distant calls of wild animals. The elders announced that today the tribe would hunt not for animals but for honey from the wild hives that clung to tall trees deep in the forest. A murmur of excitement spread among the hunters. Honey was both a challenge and an honor to obtain, and the task demanded courage and teamwork. The chief, a tall, commanding figure known for his strength and wisdom, nodded in approval. He believed that no venture, especially one fraught with danger, could proceed without the guidance and protection of the leader. The hunters, young and old, prepared carefully. Baskets were gathered, sticks sharpened, and protective coverings arranged. The elders shared advice on patience, caution, and respect for the creatures that guarded the hives. The forest could be as dangerous as it was bountiful, and every hunter knew that a single mistake could be fatal. The tribe set out, moving across the golden plains, their excitement mingling with the natural symphony of the savanna. Birds circled overhead, and distant roars of predators reminded them of the delicate balance that governed life in this wild land. The hunters walked in line, the chief leading the way, his eyes scanning the horizon for danger. Hours passed as they navigated tall grasses, thorny shrubs, and dense clusters of trees. The sunlight filtered through the canopy, creating shifting patterns on the ground. Every rustle of leaves, every shadow, was a reminder that the forest held both treasures and threats. Finally, the golden glimmer of honeycombs appeared, clinging to thick branches like sunlight trapped in nature's grasp. The air grew sweeter, carrying the intoxicating scent of honey. The chief motioned for caution, instructing the hunters to approach slowly. He himself stepped forward first, confident in his strength and experience. The younger hunters followed carefully, their hearts racing with both excitement and fear. Suddenly, the low hum of bees grew into a deafening roar. Thousands of them swarmed, attacking anyone who came too near. The hunters froze in panic. The chief tried to maintain order, signaling them to defend themselves and remain calm, but the swarm was relentless. The bees struck with precision, their stings causing sharp pain and swelling. The chief, closest to the largest hive, was stung repeatedly. He stumbled, calling for help, but his strength began to fail. Chaos erupted. Hunters scattered in all directions, some attempting to fight, others fleeing blindly. Shouts, cries, and the furious hum of the bees filled the air. Amid the chaos, the chief collapsed, lifeless, his once commanding presence extinguished in moments. The hunters stood in shock, unable to comprehend the sudden tragedy. With great care and reverence, they lifted the chief's body and began the solemn journey back to the village. Grief weighed heavily on everyone, but soon fear and anger took root. Who would lead the tribe now? Disagreements turned to arguments into fights. Pride and insecurity clashed as the tribe wrestled with the loss of their leader. The elders tried to mediate, but tensions ran high. Small scuffles escalated into full-blown confrontations, and blood stained the earth. The harmony that had once defined the tribe seemed on the brink of collapse. Amid the turmoil, a small boy watched quietly from the edge of the gathering. Barefoot and slight, he appeared insignificant among the towering warriors, yet his eyes reflected understanding far beyond his years. He observed the grief, fear, and anger, absorbing every detail. His heart ached at the sight of his people turning against one another. Gathering courage, he stepped forward. His voice, soft but steady, cut through the tension. "Our tribe is strong because we stand together, not because one person rules over us," he said. The words fell like a gentle wind, forcing a pause in the chaos. The elders looked at each other, recognizing the truth in his statement. Even the fiercest warriors lowered their fists, shame and understanding dawning on them. "The new leader should not be the loudest or the strongest," the boy continued. "They must be someone who listens, protects, and values every life in our tribe. Only such a person can guide us safely into the future." His wisdom, though coming from a child, resonated deeply. Slowly, a sense of calm replaced anger. The elders decided to form a temporary council to govern until a new chief could be chosen carefully, allowing the tribe time to heal and preventing further bloodshed. In the following days, the tribe honored the memory of the fallen chief. Stories of his bravery and kindness were shared, teaching younger members the importance of courage tempered by wisdom. The honey, once a symbol of adventure and personal gain, became a reminder of the delicate balance between courage and prudence. The small boy, recognized for his insight, became a guiding voice in the tribe. His observations helped restore unity and strengthen bonds. The warriors, previously consumed by pride and anger, learned humility. Leadership, they realized, was not about dominance but about guiding the tribe with wisdom and compassion. The tribe rebuilt their confidence and daily routines. They approached future hunts with caution, respecting the creatures and environments around them. Safer methods were devised for collecting honey, incorporating lessons learned from the tragedy. Young hunters were taught patience and teamwork, while elders emphasized community over individual glory. As seasons passed, the story of the honey hunt and the young boy's bravery became legend. It was passed down through generations, a story of courage, loss, wisdom, and the enduring power of unity. Children listened intently, learning that while bravery is admirable, wisdom, humility, and cooperation are essential for survival. The forest, once a place of fear and chaos, became a symbol of lessons learned. Honey hives were approached with respect, the bees understood as guardians of nature's bounty rather than threats. The tribe flourished not just because of their survival skills, but because they had learned the value of observation, unity, and thoughtful decision-making. Generations later, the tale continued to inspire. The young boy's voice, once quiet, became a symbol of hope and insight, showing that even the smallest can shape the destiny of many. The tribe remembered that courage alone is never enough, it must be guided by wisdom, respect, and the well-being of all. The savannah continued to stretch under the sun, but the people who walked it had grown wiser. The lessons of that fateful day, the swarm of bees, the chief's tragic death, and the boy's courage, ensured that future generations would face challenges with insight, unity, and humility. They knew that survival was not just about strength, but about heart, mind, and community. And so, the tribe endured, carrying forward the memory of their past, the wisdom of their youth, and the hope of a brighter, united future.